Welcome to my kitchen. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. This is going to be a fun live recipe demo. I am live on Facebook as well as YouTube. And before we get going, we're going to make sure that all of our technology is set up and working correctly before we dive in. So when you join me, please say hello. Let me know that you're here so that I can see you and say hello and all the fun things. Welcome, welcome all the way around. All right, I see a few have popped in, but no comments as of yet. So if you're new joining us, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope you will feel like this is a safe place. This is a place you can ask your questions in real time, and my goal is to answer all of the questions. Sound like a deal? I sure think so. We will drop in the comments a link for the recipe that we are making today, which happens to be huli chicken. And I love this recipe. It's a fun, easy recipe, and it tastes so good. And I've put a little twist on it today, and I'm going to show you all the steps that I'm doing to make just a fun recipe. Hi, Chris, how are you? Hello, hello. Okay, it doesn't look like we are live yet on YouTube. Let's see. Hello, Sigrid, how are you? I'm gonna hop over to YouTube and see if I can find us over there. Oh, there we go. It doesn't look like we're connected on YouTube today. I don't know what's going on. Hi, Myrna. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Hello, Amy. Amy is from the Instapot 101 for Beginners group. Welcome, welcome. If you've hopped over from the Instapot 101 for Beginners group, we're excited to have you. I am Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. We're live on Facebook. We were hoping to be live on YouTube. I don't think that we are today, so I apologize for that. If you're watching this video after the live and you're watching it on replay, go ahead and leave a comment or your question, and I'll circle back around and answer those. But in the meantime, let's get the link drop for the huli chicken, and we're gonna start on that recipe so that we can get going and make this really fun meal. So huli chicken is kind of a Hawaiian barbecue marinade. And huli chicken, what it means is to turn often. So in Hawaii, at a Hawaiian barbecue, this chicken, all their meat that they've marinated in this sauce, they're turning it often over low heat so that those juices and the marinade really penetrates in and you get this beautiful, beautiful flavor throughout. This recipe can be made in the Instant Pot. There are directions in the recipe card for the Instant Pot. You can also do it on the stove top. You can bake it in the oven. You can, of course, make it in the air fryer as well. You can also do it on a barbecue grill. So this is a very versatile recipe with lots of ways to cook it. But first we need to make the marinade, okay? So for our marinade, Okay, for our marinade, let's get this opened up. This is so simple. Now the link for huli chicken is in the comments, so make sure to grab that. We're gonna start with some brown sugar. And then we're going to add to it some soy sauce, and I believe it's about 1/4 cup of soy sauce. We're going to add about 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. And then I think it's 1/3 cup of chicken broth that we're gonna add. And we also need to add some ketchup. Now let me get a spoon here. We're gonna add the ketchup in. There we go. And then we're gonna add some crushed garlic. some minced garlic, and some ginger. Now, I love ginger. You can use freshly grated ginger if you like. It works really nicely. Then all we're gonna do is we're gonna whisk it together. This is our marinade. This is what we're going to use to marinate our chicken. Today, I'm going to use chicken breasts, but you can use chicken thighs, you can use the breast, you could use little chicken tenders. You could even marinate some chicken wings or some drumsticks, whatever you like there. All right, now once we get it all mixed up, this is what we'll put our chicken into. So whatever you're using, this is what you'll use. But before you do that, let's pull some of it out. Because today what I want to make is a huli chicken sandwich. And I want to thicken some of this marinade into like a barbecue sauce that I'm going to use on my sandwich. So I'm going to pull some of this out really quickly. We're just gonna put it over here in this pan so that I can thicken it. And I'm gonna pull out about half of it probably today, is what I'm gonna do. All right, the rest of this is what you're gonna put your chicken in. Now, of course, you guys all know that I've already got my chicken marinated. Okay, so if you're making this at home, let your chicken marinate. And I love to use gallon Ziploc bags because it's just so easy. You can put your chicken in it, you can put the marinade in it, you can get as much air out of it as possible and throw it in your fridge. Then periodically shake it up, turn it around so that all of those juices get all over. Ideally, you want to marinate for at least 30 minutes, preferably an hour, but if you can marinate longer, the better. So this I got started marinating this morning, so it has had plenty of time to marinate, and we're going to put it into our air fryer. Now you can use the air fryer lid that goes right on top of your Instant Pot. Works wonderfully. Make sure to spray the basket with an avocado spray so that it doesn't stick. If you're using a basket like I'm using today, an air fryer basket, you can use a piece of parchment paper, or you can spray it as well. The parchment paper helps to keep, just for easy cleanup, any way you look at it. But we're gonna cook these at 350 degrees. So if you're using your air fryer lid, I always like to preheat it to get that area a little bit hot. If you're using like a Cosori air fryer like I'm using today, you can preheat as well. You don't have to, but you can. We are going to get this out of the way today. And here is our basket. You see that? So I'm gonna pull some of this chicken out, and I'm just gonna use a fork right now as I pull it out. You wanna make sure as much of the juices are pulled off. We're gonna set in one of these liners. We're gonna let it drip for a second. Now I have cut up 2 chicken breasts, and I have butterflied them right down the middle to make them even thicknesses. Chicken breasts tend to get very thick. Now let's see, I want this one here, I think. Yeah. They tend to get thick. So if you butterfly them, you can make them a nice even thickness all the way around, which is really, really good. Okay. These other 2 I'm gonna set aside and we will do later. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the air fryer. And we're gonna set this at 350 degrees for 8 minutes. We're gonna get that going. Now you can't see that on camera, so let's go back. There you go, my air fryer's sitting right over here, just off of camera. To test the internal temperature of the chicken when it's cooked, I'm going to use my Thermopen from Thermoworks, which if I could have somebody grab that for me off camera, that would be great, because I think it's not here. You always want to test your chicken to make sure that it has reached the proper temperature, and chicken needs to be brought up to 165 degrees. So using a digital thermometer is fantastic. You've seen me use this one before. It is the Thermopen 1 from Thermoworks, and it will read the temperature super quick, but what I really love about it is its consistency. So let me grab that. So here's the Thermopen, and it has the probe that comes out, and you can stick it into the meat that you're testing. You only need to add the tip in, and it will get a temperature really quickly. So if you're interested in a Thermopen, we're going to drop my affiliate link in the comments. They are more expensive than some of them that you can buy, but let me tell you, since I've started using the Thermopen, I haven't ever had to replace it. Where before I was buying $10, $15, $20 digital thermometers, and they kept breaking and they weren't consistent, and it was just such a headache. These are just rock solid. They are a fantastic brand. They're actually located out of Utah, which is kind of fun. Semi-local for me. Let's see here. Okay. It doesn't look like the chat is working on YouTube. I do apologize for that. So if you're watching from YouTube, welcome. We love having you here. If you want to ask questions, hop over to my Facebook, Devour Dinner, and you can leave comments over on Facebook. And if you're watching this on the replay, I will circle back around and answer those comments as well. Okay, Sigrid is asking how long to marinate overnight. So this recipe does have soy sauce in it, and there's kind of an old wives' tale that says marinade with soy sauce, you don't want to marinate for more than about 8 hours. I don't know if that's true or not, but I try to stick with it because I don't want anything to go bad, right? Even though it's in the fridge, it's staying chilled, all the good things, it's just easier. So today I started marinating about 9 this morning. Of course, it's 3 p.m. here Mountain Time. So it's been marinating for about 5.5, 6 hours at this point, which is a good length. However, I have started it before leaving for work, and then I've been gone all day, and I come home at the end of the day, and I've cooked it up, and it's worked just fine that way too. So you can do it with just 15 or 30 minutes, but it gets more and more flavor the longer you let it marinate. And a simple trick, if you use the tines of your fork and poke the chicken a little bit, that also helps too, to get some of this marinade into the chicken. It's like injecting kind of, by getting some of those tine holes into the meat that way. Now this marinade you can also use on beef or pork. It's also delicious on fish, I'm told. You guys know I can't eat fish, so I've never tried it, but I've been told it's really good on fish as well, so you can try it that way. Let's see. Oh, Amy, that's the problem. Okay, sorry guys. Amy just pointed out the description here and on YouTube is apple crisp and candied pecans. Yeah, that's my bad. That's because I didn't check the right box. So I'll fix that after the fact. I can't change it now or I would disconnect everybody, and we don't want to do that. So we'll get that fixed. Let's see. Is everybody having a good new year? Sigrid said, I never knew that about soy sauce in the marinade. You know, it's an old wives' tale, and so I don't know how accurate it is, but I've never wanted to push it to get sick because of it, right? Okay, while our chicken is going, let's start some of this sauce. Now remember, we pulled out some of the marinade, right? What I want to do is thicken it. I want to make it into like a barbecue sauce that I can use for this chicken sandwich, because I'm going to make kind of an aloha pineapple chicken. Like it's fantastic. All right, so let's go top down so you can see what I'm doing. And it's a little dark here. It's just kind of how it goes. We're gonna turn this on and start heating this up. Now to thicken our sauce, I'm going to make a little cornstarch slurry. So in this bowl, I've probably got about a tablespoon of cornstarch, and I'm gonna add just enough liquid to combine it. And at first, when you try to stir it, it's like rocky and hard. And that's what cornstarch does. But the more you stir it, the thinner it gets. And we're gonna add this right to the marinade below. I do wanna get this heated up just a little bit before I add it. And then where it's over the heat, this will thicken up really pretty quickly. But this is the sauce that we will use on the bread instead of like mayonnaise or something else to moisten the bread. Okay. There we go. So we're just gonna whisk this together. And I hope it is not too loud with the air fryer going and this little stovetop. The reason I like to pull the marinade out before is, remember, the rest of the marinade is going to have our raw chicken in it. And I prefer to make this where it's still clean. It hasn't had any raw meats in it. I tend to discard the rest of the marinade after it's marinating. You can use it, but you do need to bring it up to a proper temperature so that you don't get sick. We can see this bubbling in the middle. And the sauce is thickening. See that? We can scratch the center and we can see the bottom. All right, we're gonna turn the heat off on this sauce. It is just a nice, thin, kind of a glaze of a sauce. It's not a real thick. You could obviously put in more cornstarch to thicken it up more, but I'll show you later this consistency as we pull this out. But our chicken is ready. At least the first side of it's ready. So, here is our chicken. I'm just going to flip this, and then we're going to pop it right back in for 8 more minutes. There we go. Okay. I don't have my basket underneath today for all of my dishes. Let me get rid of some of these dishes off camera to ease up some room. Hold on. Okay, now I don't feel so cluttered. Let's show you, maybe I can show you from here. Yeah, not quite. Let me get a spoon. All right, can you, look, if I use my white shirt, see how it's dripping from the bottom? Right here, you can see it dripping. So it's thinner, but it's enough that I can scrape the bottom and it holds. Notice that? So that's the consistency thickness. And certainly as it cools, it will thicken more. Now, for the next part, as our chicken is cooking, we want to get our bread ready. So I am just using some hoagie rolls. When this idea started, you guys know I've been on vacation. I've been at Disney World for Marathon Weekend. I did participate in the 5K and was there with some friends who also participated in races, and it was just so much fun, so much fun. But while I was there, I went to a quick serve restaurant called Earl of Sandwich. If any of you are familiar with that chain, I love their bread. And I don't know if you know this, but you can order just the bread. And it costs $1 per sandwich. And it's just the bread. And I brought it home for my family because we love it. And we used that bread to make this recipe earlier this week. My picky eater inhaled this. Now, he already loves huli huli chicken, so it wasn't a far cry of a recipe for him. But I'm telling you, when I made the barbecue sauce, and I'm going to spread the barbecue sauce right here on the bread, and then we'll put the chicken on top. I'm gonna put some pineapple on top of that, and then some cheese. We'll pop it back into the air fryer, and we're gonna toast and melt it all up for a delicious hot sandwich. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, it's when my son asked what I was doing for the live this week and I told him I was making these sandwiches again, he was like, oh yeah, make me too. Because they were just that good. And really, I think what brought it all together was making the marinade into a thick barbecue sauce. So, with that said, I don't know if this will let you see any better. There we go. So I'm just coating the bottom and the top of the bread. And I do this because sandwiches, they need some moisture in that bread, right? But I don't want a mayo or a mustard in this. I just want some of this yummy barbecue sauce. So when our chicken is done, we're gonna test the temperature of the chicken first, and then we're going to place the chicken breast right on top so it's fully cooked. We're gonna add some pineapple on top, and then I'm gonna add some cheese. So today I'm using some Havarti cheese, but you could also use a provolone cheese, you could use a pepper jack cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like. It would be great. Sigrid says, I'm gonna put these Sammys on the menu next week. I'm telling you, they're fantastic. And they're so simple too. It's just such a great way to change up a meal. I know as a mom, I make a lot of the same recipes that my family likes, and we kind of get bored of things often. And I know you're nodding your heads at home going, yep, same old stuff. But there's some of the flavors that we like, but if you can change it up, it makes it all the better. And this is one of them, because we love huli chicken. And I love to make this huli chicken, slice it up and put it on a salad with some pineapple, and I'll drizzle some of the marinade, or you could even make like a little thicker of a dressing with it. There's just so many things you can do to change up a traditional recipe, which is why I chose this one today, because I thought it was fun. So I hope you guys do too. Sigrid says, oh, Havarti, that would be divine. It is. And that's what I'm going to use today is some Havarti. And I'm going to use pineapple. Now, today I'm just using pineapple rings from the can, but you can take this a step further and you can candy the pineapple. If you know how to do that, you would use a skillet and you'd place your pineapple rings on it with, you could use a little butter, you don't need to, a little bit of brown sugar, and then the pineapple juices, and let that cook. The sugars from the brown sugar will start to candy. Then you'll flip them over a little bit, sprinkle of brown sugar again. You can also use a little dash of cinnamon, let that cook again. It's heavenly. But of course, you all know that I've been watching what I'm eating, and I try to make better choices. So I'm not gonna candy those today. But at home, you could if you wanted, and that's how you do it. Let's see here. Trying to see if we have any more questions on the recipe that I can answer. If you're hopping in live, we are making the huli huli chicken. We're going to drop that link again so that you can easily find it. We've probably already dropped the link for the Thermopen at ThermoWorks. That is an affiliate link, so if you use that, I do make a small percentage. But this is a digital thermometer, which I'm going to use here in a minute to test and make sure that the chicken has been brought up to 165 degrees before we serve it. And it looks like it's done. Now, these times in the recipes are suggestions, because again, your chicken might be really thick or it might be really thin. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing anybody's recipes. All right, we're gonna go for this nice thick spot right there. 167, 168. So we're golden. That's 170, so this is perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one right here. We're just gonna put that one down. And then we're gonna take this one over here. And I'm just gonna set this off to the side. I'm gonna pull out this liner because it's all yucky, okay? And by yucky, I mean it's all yucky. So let me throw this away. Remember, our marinade has brown sugar, has ketchup, has pineapple juice in it, which all have sugar. So when it air fries, you're gonna get that candiness going on. But I wanna do more with this sandwich and pop it back in there. I don't want that basket all yucky. All right. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? There we go. We're gonna put 2 pieces of pineapple on, and then I'm gonna top this with some Havarti. Now, you could cut the cheese in half and just do little slices. You could do full slices. Like, remember, this is your sandwich, okay? So I'm gonna put in a new piece of parchment paper. Now, I want to toast and heat up that portion of the bread as well. And then we're gonna... Okay. Now I'm gonna cook that at 350 and I'm gonna watch it. Probably is gonna be about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes until that cheese is melted. So we're gonna watch it. That's gonna be the catch of the day. And then we're gonna pull it out super carefully. And I hope I have a little spatula over here. I do not. Maybe I could use this. We'll see. To pull it out, we'll slice it up and we'll enjoy it. And we're gonna have a great, great sandwich. Now, what can you serve with this, right? My big kick right now is vegetables or a salad. Something a little lighter, because sandwiches to me get heavy. And so I want to enjoy like a roasted cauliflower or broccoli, or a nice green salad that's loaded up with things like, I like to add carrots or red onions or even bell peppers into a salad. Just to give them a little more oomph to it. You can even add some almond slivers or some pecan pieces. There's so many things you could do. You could also add little pineapple tidbits where we're doing pineapple on the sandwich, so we could bring in some of that flair. That might be fun too. Hi Sherry, how are you? Okay, Michelle is asking, how would you cook the chicken in the pressure cooker? So the cool thing about this recipe, on the recipe itself, if you've opened up a separate tab and you're looking at the recipe card is clear at the bottom. And in that recipe card, I have listed the detailed instructions for the Instant Pot, the air fryer, the stove top, the oven as well. So off the top of my head, it's a pressure cook for probably 12 minutes with maybe a 10-minute natural pressure release. But that's off the top of my head. Double check by looking in that, that is almost there. Double check by looking at the recipe card. It's so easy to do. The steps of making the marinade and marinating it are all the same. And then you can put it in your Instant Pot. If you're doing multiple chicken breasts, make sure that when you put them in the Instant Pot, you're adding in that marinade because you need that thin liquid. And then alternate your chicken breasts, right? So that it's not one big stack. You can do 2 or maybe get 3 in there and then 1 crisscross on top so that the pressure can circulate around and everything gets cooked. And of course, you can still do it with chicken thighs as well, or pieces. If you're using chicken tenders, your pressure time will decrease. Chicken tenders cook in about 6 minutes in the Instant Pot, which is kind of fun and nice too because it's super quick, super easy. Okay, this is almost done. Almost done. Michelle says, oh, Rebecca, this sounds amazing. We're remodeling our kitchen and I'm starving. A delicious home cooked meal. Definitely adding this to my list. Okay, bless you, because when you're renovating a home, whether it's the kitchen or not, everything is in shambles. Trust me, I know this. And you tend to eat out more because it's just easy and convenient. But these are the kind of recipes you can still make at home. You can save yourself money because you're eating at home and it's better for you. All right, here we go. Oh, let's go top down. Here we go. See, the cheese is all melted. Doesn't that look fantastic? So I'm gonna pull this one out. I need this. So this right here is a silicone trivet, so I can put my hot things down. My cheese has kind of gone off to the side. I didn't think this through on how I was gonna pull this out. This could be interesting. Oh, maybe we'll be okay. Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. Love it. Okay. And I just licked my finger. I try not to do that when I'm live. All right. Now, we're just going to put the top bun on top and we're going to slice it in half. We're going to show you this sandwich. We're going to plate this up. Ho, 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 look at that. Look at that. Oh, ho. Does that look good? I know everybody at home is like wanting a bite of this. I do. Should I take a bite? This is going to be a mess. Okay, this is the thing. When you serve this, serve paper towels, serve napkins with it, because, I mean, come on, it's a little slippery, right? But let's take a bite. I want you guys to see and enjoy, like, really what this is. So this is it's a hoagie roll. So the roll has some good texture to it. We're getting juices coming off of it from the pineapple, but let's go for it. I'm so happy. This is so good. It is so good. The pineapple bursts in your mouth because you have all the juices of the pineapple. So you get that pineapple burst, but you get the marinated flavors of the chicken. And then again, the barbecue sauce that you have both on the bottom and on the top. And I didn't put a thick layer. It was relatively thin, but just enough to give the bun some moisture, right? And then we sealed it all together with cheese. Now, cheese is like the magic ingredient here because that pineapple would slip off and go away, but because we've sealed it in with cheese, it kind of holds put, which you need. So this is the Huli Huli chicken sandwich right there. You know that's a good sandwich. Excellent, excellent, excellent all the way around. I hope you will make this recipe this week. It's been a fun one here. This is the second time this week we've eaten it, and I love to share with you the recipes that we're actually eating in our house because, you know, that's just kind of fun. Speaking of recipes, speaking of what we're doing, I don't talk a lot about my weight loss over here on Devour Dinner, but over on, I have another group. It's called Living Healthy with Devour Dinner. And we're going to drop a link for that. If you want to join that group, it's a free group. It's just a private group. It's just for people who are actively searching to make better choices with food. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. I can't suggest anything, but I can share my story and tell you what I've been doing, because as you all know, I shrunk quite a bit in 2022. I lost 50 pounds and I'm feeling so much better, but I did not diet. I made better choices with food, and that has been the key. Losing weight was actually an extra bonus for me. I just wanted to make better choices with food and have a better relationship with food and not always be snacking and grabbing. But learning what foods really helped energize my body and give me the energy that I needed. And I found in the process that I'm sleeping better, I wake up more refreshed, I have more energy, and I lost weight. So it has been truly wonderful what I've done. But over in that group, I talk more about my journey and different things of that way. It's a place where you can ask questions and share what you're trying to do to be more healthy in 2023. So we've dropped that link. There are a few questions you do need to answer. If you don't answer the questions, you don't get admitted in. And that is because Facebook is so full of these bots and these people who are not real people. And I don't want them in the group. I just want this nice, intimate group that we can support each other and cheer each other on in whatever we're trying to do. So you can do that. Sigrid, you are welcome. They say, thanks for a great demo. Linda says more sauce, so it's dripping out. You can put so much more sauce. You totally can. Donna says it looks really delicious. Donna, welcome. I don't know if we've seen you on here before, but welcome. I hope that you'll come back. Hello, Trent. How are you? Trent's licking his lips like I want some. It's a great recipe, and I hope that you will try it. Hop on over, join the group. It's where I share some secrets, all the protein that I've been doing, the fun, simple tips all along. Okay. That's my recipe demo today. So thank you for joining me. I will be back next Sunday, same time, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with another recipe demo. Next week, I'll probably be choosing an Instant Pot recipe. I try to alternate and keep things fresh all the way around. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please do. If you haven't given it a heart, please give it a heart. And if you've shared it on your timeline or into a group, big hugs from me to you. One last thing that you can do to help and support me here at Devour Dinner, if you've made one of my recipes, please hop back over to that recipe and leave a comment and rate the recipe. Google looks at that. Other viewers look at that. It really does help when you leave a comment that says, hey, I made this and it was good and I liked it and I'll make it again. It really makes a difference. So thank you for those of you who continue to leave those comments and those star ratings. And I hope that each of you will take an opportunity to do that today as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of your Sunday and I will see you next week. See you later. Bye.